Hello, in this tutorial we are going to design the home page by using the plugin called Elementor. So in this brand new section of this course, I'm going to teach you to design every single section of your home page. For example, this is the main header section moving downwards, and this is what I do section and the other section. So in this tutorial, we are going to cover this main part, which is the main header section. So what I like to put into this main header section, this is basically the main impression that you can give whenever visitors are landed on your home page. So what I like to put in this main header section is to describe who you are or what your company is, and also leaving two buttons over here so they can just refer to those information if they wanted to. So if I have a quick preview on this home page, I'm just going to show you how visitors are being impressed with your home page. So as you can see, this is the main header section where it covered the whole full width of this website or this home page by telling who you are and also leaving two choices for my visitors to refer to me if they want to know more about the internet of me or marketing with me. So if they click on this button, it will open to a new tab so they can learn more about me on the marketing site, something like this. So right now we are going to design this particular section. So before that, let's go back to your dashboard. Whenever you see the updates over here, click on it. Always try to update your plugins to make sure they are well compatible with your WordPress, or else it won't work so nice or perfect. So make sure you update it. So right now we are going to create a brand new page so we can create this particular section. So just move your mouse over here, buttons, click on page. So on this title, just put in your home page title, for example, home. So I'm going to put test so I know it is just a test home page for me. So once you put in the title, click edit with Elementor. So once you have entered into this design interface for Elementor plugin, this is how it looks like. You still have your header, your sidebar, and also your footer. So what we are going to do is to create a full width page. So just move your mouse over here under settings, under the page layout, just click Elementor full width. So below there you can see it includes the header, full width content, and the footer. So this is how it looks like. If you choose Elementor canvas, there will be no header, no footer, just the full width content. But in this case, we are going to go for Elementor full width. So if you go towards styles, you can decide what kind of background color that you can go for. For example, or this color that you can choose. But in our case, we are going to put transparent color. And if you click on this tab over here, just click on it. So it basically showed you all the elements that you can click and drag over here and just put in the contents. So let me just close all these tabs so you can see what are the elements that I can put in. So if you have installed those add-on plugins for Elementor, you're able to see this particular tab, Elementor add-ons, where they provide you extra elements that you can put in onto your home page, the essential add-ons and premium add-ons. So just make sure you have installed and activate those add-on Elementor plugins. So in this tutorial, I won't be covering all those elements and other minor features. If you want to learn the comprehensive design interface of this Elementor, you can go to my other course, which is Lead Generation Masterclass, Create Web Pages with Elementor. So in this course, I basically teach the students to create sections, explaining them what are the sections, layouts, columns, teach them how to do padding and margins. It's a very general explanation of each of the feature in the Elementor plugin. So if you're interested, you can enroll into this course. I will provide you the link in this tutorial. However, if you are not interested, it's fine, because as long as you are following my steps and instructions on how to build this homepage, you will be totally fine. And right now, let's try to create the main header section. So we're just gonna click this button, put in a 3-column section. So if you click on it, you'll edit this section. So if I move my mouse to the top, so we are going to delete that, but before we delete that section on the top, I would like to add some padding for the section that we have created. So just click on this thing, make sure you edit this particular section. Go to Advanced, under the padding. On the top, I'm going to put 200 pixels. So there's some space on the top and the bottom for this particular elements, alright? So let's try to delete the section on the top. So just gonna right click and click delete. And right now we can try to put in some background animations of this particular section. So just make sure you edit this section, go to style. So if you install those add-on plugins, you're able to see these features. If I enable this particular background, and let's try to put in some color, so it looks pretty nice, right? So from here you can add colors if you want. Just click on it and just add color if you wish, but I'm going to keep it this way. So the next step is to put in a heading onto this central column. So I'm going to go for this amazing element that we can choose, which is EA fancy text. So just click and drag it over here. So very quickly, I just put in all the information. Start with I am a blogger, vlogger, and marketer. You can click on it and change the contents. You can add more if you wish. You can add the suffix text. Under the setting, you can choose whatever animation that you want, the speed. So I'm not going to go through every single one of them. And if you go to the style, this is where you adjust the typography for the prefix text style. For example, increase the size, and also change the font family, the width, the style. So you can do the typography changes and the text color changes on the prefix text, the fancy text, and the typing cursor color. So this is yellow color, you can change it to white color if you want, and so on. So the next step is to try to adjust the central column width to make sure the cursor style doesn't go downwards. You can see it's too white, so just need to adjust the size to 19.8% on the width of the side columns. And after that, let's try to put in a subheading below the heading. So I'm going to go to this basic tab and choose this heading element. Just click it and drag it below, and you can make all those changes on the content and the style. So it is very simple. So I just put in the contents, and for the style, the text color is white color. For the typography, I choose the girl next door, the size, the width, and all these things. You can adjust those settings if you want. And if you go to advanced, go to motion effects, you can even choose all kinds of entrance animation that you want to show it onto your page. For example, fading up, and you can delay it at 1500 milliseconds. So this is equal to 1.5 seconds. So it looks pretty cool, right? So you're almost done. What's left forward is those two buttons below. So I'm going to click here. Let's try to put in an inner section below here. So from here you can put in two buttons. So click here, go for button, drag it over here, something like this, and you can start to put in all kinds of things. Don't be afraid to try every single settings, because whatever words that you type in or adjust, it will automatically show it here. So it is just very simple. So I've put in the two buttons over here, and in the future tutorials I will teach you how to create another two sub pages where you can put in the link onto this button. Alright, so onto this link, if you have other pages that you want to show it to your visitors, you can put in the link over here. Make sure you click on it, make sure you open it with a new tab so they won't exit your home page. So as usual, you can adjust the typography for the buttons, adjust the padding on the words. So if you want these two buttons to be closer to each other, that is actually a trick to do that. So you can add columns onto this particular inner section. So just move your mouse over here, right click, add columns. Alright, you can click on it and drag it to the side, and you can add another one, put it over here, and just adjust it until it fits nicely. So just add another one, just drag it to the side. So right now it looks so much better, isn't it? So another thing I want to show is that this button has a hover animations. So if you try to click on this button, click on this thing, make sure you edit this button. If you go to hover mode, under hover mode you can change the background color to red color, just like this, and you can choose the hover animation. So there are plenty of them, you can just see how them look like. For example, sync. So I'm going to choose float. So let's try to go back to the main interface. So if you want to preview this particular page, you can move your mouse over here, click on it, and it will show up a preview page. Just need to take some seconds. Alright, so it covers the whole width of your screen and it looks pretty good. And you can see if I move my mouse on the background, you can see those particles. It looks pretty good. And another thing I want to show you guys, that you can edit this particular section under 3 different modes. So this is under the desktop. If you click tablets, this is how it looks like. So you can see that there are spaces added because the text is too big. What you can do, you can just decrease the width of this column on the side. You can just click on it. Make sure you edit this column. Under the columns width, you can put 10%, and the center column you can put 80%. On the other side of the column you can put 10%, so it looks nice. So it is well aligned. For this word, you can click on it, go to style, change the size, for example like this. Make it smaller, around 14, and this one as well. If I click on it, go to typography, choose 14. So whatever changes that you made under this particular tablets mode, it won't affect your desktop mode. See, you can see the columns has increased. If I choose tablets, it has decreased. So it is very responsive on different sides of your screen. If you go to mobile, this is how it looks like. So you can just change those font size. If I click on this particular subheading, go to style, go to typography, let's try to decrease it. If I decrease it, I can't actually see the words decreasing. There must be some problem with Elementor, but however, there's not a way to do that. You can do it under the preview mode. So before we do that, let's try to save this draft first. Once you save your draft, under the preview mode, it will automatically update itself. Let's put it on into a new window. I'm just going to decrease the size of this window and move it downwards. So you can make these words bigger. Just gonna try to click on this thing, go to my fancy text style, try to make it bigger, around 40. For the prefix text style, which is the word I'm let's make it smaller. Alright, let's try to save as draft and go to my preview. It will automatically update itself, and this is how it looks like. So you can do some adjustment on the buttons, font size, and other thing, and it is very easy to do it. So let's get back to desktop mode. So this is how I create this main header section. It is very simple, to be honest, and if you keep on following my steps and my instructions, you'll be able to create this amazing homepage.